The people of Willow Creek always said the town didn't change. Only the people did. The wooden porches still creaked under evening winds. The street lamps still hummed low like old lullabies. And the river that cut through the town still carried the same gentle, restless whisper it had for 100 years. But on one autumn night, everything changed. My name is Harren, and I was 13 the night the time traveler came home. It began in the quiet hour when the world feels half asleep, that moment between dusk and darkness when the sky fades into a soft blue, like the color of old memories. I was sitting with my grandfather on our front porch, watching fireflies blink across the yard, when he said something I'd never forget. "Listen closely, kid," he whispered, leaning forward with a seriousness that silenced even the wind. "Some nights are ordinary, and some nights become stories that outlive us." I didn't understand him then. I do now. The gravel road in front of us was empty until it wasn't. A figure appeared, slow at first like a shadow learning how to walk. He came from the direction of the abandoned railway tracks, the place whispered about, the place old men warned kids never to go. He wore clothes that didn't quite fit the time. A long coat that fluttered as if made of 2 different centuries stitched together, boots covered in dust that didn't belong to any road I'd seen, and eyes that glowed with something between exhaustion and wonder. Grandpa's breath caught in his throat. I turned to him. "You okay?" He didn't answer. He just stared. As the man came near, the street lamp flickered, then glowed brighter, as if recognizing him. His pace was unsteady, almost afraid. Then, suddenly, he stopped, looked around, and whispered. I made it back, finally. I had no idea who he was, but my grandfather did. Without warning, Grandpa stood, his cane trembling in his grip. "Henry?" he whispered. "Henry, is that you?" The man looked up, and in his eyes, the past and present collided. "Hello, old friend," the man replied. And that was the moment I realized time was not as straight as they taught us in school. Henry Walker had vanished 40 years ago. Some said he ran away. Others claimed he died. But the kids whispered about time portals, strange lights by the railway, and nights when clocks behaved strangely. No one ever found his body. No one ever found a reason. Yet here he stood, same face, same youth, same man. Not a single day older. I felt cold air wrap around my chest, the kind that makes you question everything you believe. Grandpa's eyes filled with tears. Tears I'd only seen once before, when Grandma passed away. You haven't aged a day," he whispered. Henry smiled sadly. "And you've aged all the days I missed." Something heavy settled over us. Something bigger than understanding. Something like destiny returning home. Grandpa gestured to the chair beside me. "Come, sit. You look like you've carried the world on your back." Henry hesitated. "I've carried time, and it doesn't like to be carried." His voice held a softness that didn't belong to someone young. It held the tiredness of someone who had seen centuries. He sat down. The porch groaned beneath him, as if greeting an old friend. For a long moment, none of us spoke. Then Henry looked at me. "You must be Harren." I felt my heart stop. "How do you know my name?" He didn't answer. He only smiled, a smile that knew too much. Grandpa placed a hand on my shoulder. "Henry was my best friend when we were your age. We were kids together, dreamers together." Henry laughed, a quiet, nostalgic sound. "Dreamers, yes, but dreams carry danger if you chase them too far." Grandpa's face tightened. "Where did you go?" Henry looked toward the railway tracks, the same tracks people avoided after dusk. "To the crossroads of time," he said softly. "To the place where past, present, and future breathe the same air." It didn't sound like madness. It sounded like truth. The wind rustled the trees, shaking loose a few yellow leaves that spiraled down like slow-falling memories. Henry brushed one off his coat. "I didn't plan to leave," he began. "I only planned to look." Monologues settled into his voice, the tone of a man replaying a lifetime in seconds. "When we were boys, I used to tell your grandfather I could feel time differently, not just passing, but pulling, like it wanted to speak." Grandpa nodded. "You always felt too much, saw too much." Henry continued. "That night, 40 years ago, I followed the pull to the railway. There was a light, brighter than lightning but softer than dawn. I stepped toward it, and then I wasn't here anymore." My breath hitched. "Where were you?" Henry closed his eyes. "I was everywhere," he whispered. He spoke of deserts older than human memory, of futuristic skies filled with silver bridges, of centuries where humanity lived among stars. He spoke of wars that would never make history books, of kindnesses that shaped entire civilizations, of moments where time broke and rebuilt itself. But every word carried a loneliness so deep it filled the dark around us. "You saw the future?" I asked. "Pieces of it. Enough to know it's fragile." Grandpa leaned forward. "Then why come back now?" Henry's expression changed. Sad, hopeful, frightened, determined. "Because," he said, "the future told me something." He looked straight at me. "Told me you would change everything." Grandpa tightened his grip on my shoulder. "My grandson?" Henry nodded. "Yes. The boy who asks too many questions. The boy who listens. The boy who sees stories where others see nothing." My stomach twisted. "I'm just normal." "There is no normal," Henry replied gently. "There is only potential waiting for courage." The wind quieted, as if time itself leaned in to listen. Henry took a deep breath. "I came back," he continued, "because Willow Creek is facing something it doesn't see yet. Something coming slowly, silently." Grandpa swallowed hard. "Darkness," Henry nodded. "But darkness," he added, "always underestimates the people who carry light." And then he looked at me again, eyes deep like centuries folded inside them. "You, Harren. You are the light this town will need." My voice trembled. "But I don't understand anything." "You will," Henry whispered. "In time." The porch creaked again, and for a split second the air shimmered around him, like heat waves dancing on pavement. I blinked, and it was gone. But Grandpa noticed. "You're unstable," he whispered. "Aren't you?" Henry nodded with a sad smile. "Time travelers don't stay anchored for long. My body is here, but time keeps tugging me back." "Can we help?" I asked. Henry turned his eyes to the sky. "You already are." Another gust of wind blew past, colder than the others. Henry shivered. "I don't have much time tonight. I came back to give you something." He reached into his coat and pulled out a small metal object, round, glowing faintly, shaped like a pocket watch but alive, like it was breathing. He placed it in my hand. It was warm, too warm. "What is it?" I whispered. "A compass," he said, "but not for directions." My fingers tightened instinctively around it. "It points to the truth," he continued, "to the moment your heart must choose courage over fear." Grandpa exhaled shakily. "Why him?" Henry smiled at me, not with pity, but with reverence. "Because," he said, "he reminds me of who I was before I lost my way." My chest tightened. "But I'm scared," I said honestly. Henry placed a gentle hand on my shoulder. "Good," he whispered. "Courage only exists when fear does." For the first time, I saw exhaustion in his face. Deep cosmic exhaustion. "I came home tonight," he said softly. "To warn you, to prepare you, and to remember." Monologue entered his tone again. soft, slow, with the weight of a lifetime behind it. There were nights, Harren, nights in the future where I'd give anything for one moment of home, for the smell of autumn leaves, for your grandfather's porch, for the innocence of fireflies. Home is not a place, it's a feeling, and time has a way of teaching us what matters too late. Grandpa wiped his eyes. Henry continued, "If you remember anything from tonight, remember this. The world doesn't change when someone extraordinary arrives. It changes when an ordinary person decides to be brave." The compass pulsed in my hand. And then, somewhere far off, a soft rumbling echoed, like thunder that didn't belong to any storm. Henry looked toward the railway. "They're coming," he murmured. "Who?" I asked. He shook his head. "Not who, what?" Before I could speak again, Henry stood. His coat fluttered in a wind that came from nowhere. The air shimmered again, this time stronger. Grandpa stepped forward. "Henry, wait, don't go again. Not like this." Henry looked at him with deep affection. "I never left you, Arthur. Not really. Some friendships don't obey the rules of time." Grandpa's voice cracked. "We needed you." Henry's reply was a whisper. "You don't need me anymore. You have him." He pointed to me. The world around him flickered, like an old film reel. His voice trembled now. "Harren, when the moment comes, trust the compass. Trust yourself. And whatever happens, don't run from who you're meant to become." The light around him grew brighter. I stepped forward. "Henry, wait." He looked at me one last time. "You're going to do great things, kid." And with that, the time traveler dissolved into the wind, like a memory returning to where it belonged. The porch grew quiet. The night grew still. And I realized nothing in Willow Creek would ever be the same again. Grandpa and I stood there long after Henry vanished. The warm porch light flickering over us like it, too, was trying to understand what had just happened. The air felt heavier now, like the night had swallowed a truth too large for it to carry. I could still feel the imprint of Henry's touch on my shoulder, and the compass in my palm pulsed softly, almost like a heartbeat. Grandpa sank into his chair, rubbing his face with both hands. "I never thought I'd see him again," he whispered. I sat beside him, still staring at the spot where Henry had disappeared. "Do you believe everything he said?" Grandpa looked at me with a seriousness that made the boy in me shrink just a little. "Harren, I've lived long enough to know that the world is stranger than we admit. Some people live inside time, and some slip between its cracks." His voice softened. Henry was always one of the ones who slipped. I stared at the compass, watching its faint glow pulse in a steady rhythm. "Why me?" I whispered. Why would he say that I'd change everything? Grandpa leaned forward, eyes softening as they landed on me. "You're my grandson," he said simply. "You've carried curiosity in your pocket since the day you learned to walk. And you have a heart that feels deeper than it should. People like that, they're the ones who shape the world even when they don't mean to." His voice dropped lower. "But destiny is heavy, Harren. You don't have to carry it alone." A quiet settled between us, heavy and fragile at the same time. The fireflies had dimmed now, leaving the night darker, quieter, the kind of quiet that only comes when the world is holding its breath. After a long moment, Grandpa stood up. His legs trembled slightly, and I quickly helped steady him. "Come on," he murmured. "We should get inside. The night feels different now." He wasn't wrong. It felt like something unseen had awakened. Inside, the warm yellow glow of the living room lamps felt comforting, like stepping back into a world that made sense. Family photos lined the mantel. Grandpa as a young soldier, Grandma in her wedding dress, my mom as a child, and me as a toddler, covered in chocolate and joy. Life as we knew it. Simple, safe, but now changed. After Grandpa went to bed, I stayed awake, lying under the soft blanket Grandma knitted before she passed. The compass pulsed gently in my hand, warming my skin like it was alive. I held it to my ear. Nothing. But when I opened it, I saw something strange. Instead of pointing north, the needle spun slowly, then stopped, pointing at nothing in particular. Or maybe pointing somewhere I didn't understand. I felt a strange pang of fear. Not the kind that makes you want to run. The kind that makes you want to know more. Sleep came late that night. Heavy. Uneasy. And in my dreams, I saw Henry, standing on a hill beneath a sky cracked open with light. He looked at me with urgency, raising a hand toward me. "Find the truth," he whispered, "before it finds you." I woke up with a gasp, drenched in sweat. The compass lay on the pillow beside me, pulsing brighter than before. I didn't sleep again. Morning came quietly. The soft light of dawn painted the walls in warm gold. The smell of coffee drifted from the kitchen where Grandpa hummed an old tune. A tune he only hummed when he needed courage. He looked up when I walked in. "Rough night." I nodded. "Me too," he said. "Haven't thought about Henry Walker in 40 years. Not until last night." He poured me a cup of cocoa, something he did only on cold days or hard days. "Listen, kid," he said, sitting across from me. Henry wasn't lying. He always sensed things before they happened. And if he said something is coming, something is. I stared at the steaming mug. He said darkness. Grandpa let out a slow sigh. Darkness comes in many forms. Sometimes it's storms. Sometimes it's people. Sometimes it's choices. I looked up. "What if I'm not ready?" He smiled faintly. "No one ever is. That's the secret." He leaned in slightly. "You only learn you're brave once being afraid becomes a luxury you can't afford." There it was again. That feeling, like the world was shifting beneath my feet. Before I could reply, the doorbell rang. Grandpa stiffened. "It's too early for visitors." I followed him to the door, my heart beating faster than it should. When he opened it, we both froze. Sheriff Dalton stood on the porch, hat in hand, eyebrows furrowed in deep concern. "Morning, Arthur," he said. "Morning, Aaron." Grandpa nodded. "Everything all right, Sheriff?" Dalton glanced behind him as if making sure no one else heard. "We got reports last night," he said. "Strange lights near the railway. People hearing noises, like thunder with no storm." My blood ran cold. Grandpa kept his face still. "Probably kids messing around." The sheriff shook his head. "Not this time. Mrs. Bennett swears she saw a figure walking through the tracks. Said he vanished into thin air." I swallowed hard. Sheriff Dalton rubbed the back of his neck. "We're doing patrols. But if you see anything, you call me right away, Arthur." Grandpa nodded slowly. Of course. But both of them knew. Something had returned to Willow Creek. When the sheriff left, Grandpa closed the door slowly, leaning his forehead against it. "This is happening fast," he whispered. I held up the compass. "What do we do now?" He sighed. "We act normal. We go about our day. And we watch." But nothing felt normal. Not the breakfast. Not the walk to school. Not the sky which seemed too bright, too sharp. And especially not the people. Whispers followed me down the hallway. "You heard about the lights?" My mom said the clocks all stopped at 9:17. Something's wrong in this town. By the time final bell rang, the air felt heavy, charged, like it was waiting. When I reached home, Grandpa was sitting on the porch again, staring down the road like he was expecting something. He didn't look at me when he said, "Do you hear that?" I listened. First nothing, then a faint hum. Low, constant, like electricity under the ground. "It started an hour ago," Grandpa said softly. "The same sound we heard the night Henry disappeared." I felt my heart thud painfully. "Is it happening again?" Grandpa didn't answer. Instead, he looked at the compass still in my hand. "Aaron, what's it doing?" I opened my palm. The compass was spinning wildly, faster than I'd ever seen. Light pulsed from its center, and then it stopped, suddenly, sharply, pointing straight toward the railway. Grandpa's face drained of color. "No, not again." The hum grew louder now, rising from the ground, vibrating through the air, filling my bones with a cold dread. "Grandpa," I whispered, "is it them?" He swallowed hard. "I don't know who or what Henry meant, but you're not going alone." I shook my head. "He said this was my path." "And you're 13, Grandpa snapped. "You're not facing time itself without me." A rustling sound cut through his words. Not from the bushes, not from the trees, from the street, the same spot where Henry had walked the night before. We both turned, and I felt my breath freeze. A figure stood there, tall, covered in a coat identical to Henry's, but wrong, much too still, too dark, its face hidden beneath a shadow that didn't belong to the daylight. Grandpa grabbed my arm. "Get behind me!" But the figure didn't move. It just stared, or watched. The compass vibrated violently. Then the figure took a single step forward. "Stay back!" Grandpa shouted. The figure paused. Then, in a voice that sounded fractured, like static trying to speak, came a single sentence. "Where is the traveler?" I felt all blood drain from my face. The traveler. Henry. Grandpa lifted his chin. "Gone. You won't find him here." The figure tilted its head, almost curious. Then it said, "Then we take the boy." Grandpa pushed me behind him so fast my breath caught. "You'll take nothing," he growled. The figure took another step. The ground beneath it rippled, like time itself bent under its feet. The compass burst into bright light, so bright it stung my eyes. The figure recoiled, hissing like the light burned it. Then it vanished. Not faded, not walked away, just gone, leaving the smell of cold metal in the air. Grandpa exhaled shakily. "We don't have much time. Henry was right. They're coming for you." My voice trembled. "Grandpa, I'm scared." He cupped my face with both hands. "Then listen to me," he whispered. "Fear is the beginning, but courage is the choice. And you were born with more courage than you know." The compass pulsed again, slower now. Steady. Grandpa looked toward the railway tracks. "We go tonight," he said. "No running, no hiding. We face whatever's there." I nodded, even though my entire body trembled, because deep inside me, beneath all the fear, a truth was rising. Henry was right. Something was coming. Something only I could stop. Something the compass was leading me toward. And I could feel it now. The moment was approaching. The moment I would have to choose who I was going to be. Night came slower than usual, as if the sun itself hesitated to leave us alone with what waited in the dark. Clouds drifted over the moon, dimming its light, casting long, uneasy shadows across Willow Creek. Every breath felt heavier, every sound sharper. It was a night that didn't just fall. It settled, like a weight on the chest. Grandpa and I stayed on the porch, neither of us speaking much. He kept glancing at the compass in my hand, watching the soft glow throb like a heartbeat. The hum beneath the ground had grown faint again, but it never disappeared completely. It lingered like a warning. "You ready?" Grandpa finally whispered. "No," I admitted honestly. He chuckled softly. "Good. Only fools feel ready for things like this." He stood slowly, leaning heavier on his cane than usual. I could see the worry in the lines of his face, the same face that tucked me in during thunderstorms, the face that told stories about courage and kindness, the one face in the world that always made me feel safe. But tonight, even he looked afraid. "Grandpa?" I whispered, feeling my throat tighten. "I don't want anything to happen to you." He placed a warm hand on the back of my neck. "Listen, kid, I've lived my life, seen my winters, seen my springs. But you're just at the start of your road. If something in this world wants you, they'll have to go through me first." My chest ached at his words. Before I could reply, the compass pulsed brighter, then sharply pointed toward the railway tracks again. The needle trembled, vibrating in place like it was urging me, begging me to follow. "It's time," Grandpa said. We walked down the front steps, the gravel crunching beneath our shoes. The night air was cold enough to sting my lungs. Every rustle of leaves felt too loud. Every gust of wind felt like something watching us. As we approached the edge of town, the familiar houses faded behind us. The road narrowed, the street lamps grew older, dimmer, until eventually they stopped altogether. Ahead, the silhouette of the abandoned railway stretched like a memory carved into the earth. "Stay close," Grandpa murmured. I did. The closer we got, the louder the hum became. I felt it in my chest, in my bones, in the air around me. It wasn't just sound, it was vibration, like the world was trembling quietly. The old railway sign hung crooked, rusted by decades of storms. The tracks themselves were swallowed by weeds, but tonight, they glowed faintly. A soft bluish shimmer crawled along the rails, like starlight trapped in metal. I paused. "Grandpa, do you see that?" "I see it," he whispered. "I wish I didn't." We stepped onto the gravel by the tracks. The compass grew hot in my hand. The needle spun, then pointed toward the old tunnel, the tunnel that led into the hillside. The one people claimed was cursed. Lightning flickered across the sky, even though no storm had been forecast. Grandpa squeezed my shoulder. "We go together." We moved forward. As the tunnel entrance grew closer, I began to smell something strange, like burnt air mixed with old iron. And then whispers, faint, distant, echoing along the stones. I froze. "Did you hear that?" Grandpa nodded slowly. "Don't listen too closely. Whispers in places like this tend to pull at your mind." My heart hammered against my ribs. Then suddenly, the air in front of the tunnel wavered, like heat rising off pavement, like something trying to appear. A thin vertical line of light split the darkness, widening slowly. A tear in the air, a doorway made of time. I gasped. Grandpa stepped in front of me, jaw clenched. "Stay behind me." The tear widened further, humming louder, brighter, until a shape formed, humanoid but blurred, like a shadow made of smoke and electricity. My skin crawled. The figure stepped out fully. Its face was hidden beneath a hood of shifting darkness, its body wrapped in something that looked like fabric but moved like liquid night. Grandpa whispered, "The same thing from earlier." It tilted its head, the same unsettling motion. "You were warned," it said, voice fractured, echoing with unnatural layers. "The traveler has defied us. Time must reclaim what it is owed." I felt my knees shake. "We don't know where he is." The figure lifted an arm. For a moment, I thought it was pointing at Grandpa. But no, it was pointing at me. "You hold his mark," it whispered. "The compass is bound to the traveler's path. Through you, we reach him." Grandpa stepped forward, his cane tapping hard against the ground. "You're not taking him." The figure didn't move. "You cannot stop what has already been written." Grandpa lifted his chin. "Then I'll rewrite it." The figure lifted its hand, and the air rippled. A blast of force shot toward us like wind compressed into a blade. Before I even had time to scream, Grandpa shoved me aside. The blast hit him square in the chest. He fell backward, hitting the gravel hard, his cane rolling away. "Grandpa!" I cried, scrambling to his side. He groaned, clutching his ribs, trying to sit up. "I'm okay. I've taken worse hits." But he wasn't okay. Not at all. Rage flooded through me, hot, sharp, overwhelming. I stood up. The figure stepped closer. "Give us the compass." "No," I spat, clutching it tighter. "You do not understand what you hold." It hissed. "It is a key, a beacon, a weapon, and in your hands, a danger." Grandpa coughed, sitting up slowly. "Don't listen, Harren. It's lying." But the figure's voice softened suddenly. "Human child, you were not meant to be part of this story. Hand it over, and we will leave your world as it is." I felt the compass pulse sharply in my hand, like it was shaking its head. "I'm not giving you anything." The figure paused, then said softly, "Then you will break." Light gathered in its hand, dark blue, swirling, cold. I took a step back, heart thundering, mind screaming. And then, the compass burst to life. It shone so brightly I had to shield my eyes. The ground shook beneath us. The air cracked like glass. A circle of light formed around my feet, luminous and swirling. I gasped. "What's happening?" I shouted. Grandpa shielded his eyes. "Harren, don't fight it. That's not an attack. It's a choice." The figure hissed in anger. "No, no. He is not ready." The compass floated above my hands now, spinning rapidly. A voice, Henry's voice, echoed around me. "If you trust the light, step forward." The world slowed. The air thickened. Every memory, every moment, every story Grandpa ever told me about courage and truth and standing tall flooded my mind. I stepped forward. The light shot upward, a beam slicing through the sky. The figure stumbled back, shielding itself. "Stop! The boy is opening the echo path." I didn't know what that meant, but I knew one thing. This was the moment Henry warned me about. This was the moment the compass pointed to. The light wrapped around me like warm wind, lifting my hair, lifting my fear. Then, everything exploded. Not painfully, just brilliantly. Colors I'd never seen, sounds I'd never heard, memories that weren't mine flashed through me. And then, silence. Slowly, cautiously, I opened my eyes. I wasn't standing on the railway anymore. I stood in a vast field of shimmering grass, beneath a sky streaked with silver clouds. A warm breeze brushed against my face, carrying whispers of time itself. A place between worlds. A place that wasn't past, present, or future. Place meant only for travelers. A voice spoke behind me. "I knew you'd choose the light." I spun around. It was Henry, not tired, not unstable, but whole. He smiled gently. "Welcome, Harren. You opened the echo path." My voice trembled. "Where am I?" "A nexus," Henry said. "A place where time listens." I stared at him, my chest tight. "Grandpa." "The creature, what's happening?" Henry stepped closer, resting a hand on my shoulder. "The timeline is fracturing. They don't want me interfering. They don't want you choosing your own path." I swallowed. "They said they wanted me. Because of you." Henry nodded slowly. "Because the compass only responds to those who can hold truth without breaking." "Truth," I whispered. He smiled sadly. "Truth is heavier than time." My voice cracked. "Henry, what do I do now?" He looked out over the shimmering field. "Now you learn why you were chosen." He turned back to me, eyes deep, ancient, gentle. "Your story, Harren, is just beginning.